The trends are that we are all going to have to take care of somebody at some point in our lives and be taken care of.
Right.
But nobody's talking about it. How many of us have talked to our parents about how they would like to be cared for when they get older? I know I have not.
No, I haven't either.
4 years ago, my mother, her health crashed. Her kidneys collapsed. She had heart issues. And we were shocked to discover that there was no system that allowed for her to stay at home, right? She needed 24-hour skilled care, and we couldn't offer that. So she went into a nursing home.
And, you know, caregiving is very expensive. I don't know whether it's taking time off work if a wife or a husband or a child is sick or a mother or a father. Like, there's no space for people to take care of anybody.
Our advances in science and technology have made it possible for people to live longer than we ever imagined. So our average lifespan now is about 20 years longer than what it was in the 1930s. And so when we put our safety net in place, we never imagined that people would live as long as they're living right now. So we're about to have this huge older population and a huge need for care that we're not prepared for at all. The annual cost of a private room in a nursing home is more than $90,000 per year on average.
So who can afford that?
Exactly.
My first question is, who in the world is doing it right?
There are a whole bunch of countries in Europe and Japan, for example, that have universal long-term care that's connected to their healthcare system. So the way that we assume people have access to elder care through Medicare, that's actually a reality for some countries.
This is a big issue, right? End of life and caregiving across the board. All of us are going to inevitably need to be cared for at some point. And then the medical system in general is just a crazy thing to navigate. What kind of support systems do we need in America if, God forbid, something were to happen? Because the trends are that we are all going to have to take care of somebody at some point in our lives and be taken care of. But nobody's talking about it.
And it's not just about people who are aging. Anybody can join the disability community at any point in their lives. You know,
True.
something
In
can
an instant.
happen to anyone.
I think we need better supports for people with disabilities across the spectrum and across the lifespan. People should be able to access the long-term care they need.
Our big vision, our big idea for the future is this idea called universal family care. The idea that one day we should have one fund that we all contribute to, that we can all benefit from, that helps us pay for childcare, elder care, and paid family leave. Basically everything that you need to take care of your family while you're working.
So what are the steps to making something like that happen, and what are the roadblocks?
Well, culturally, we haven't really had the conversation about care.
So this is the first step.
What we're doing right now is actually key. We have to have the conversation so it becomes more normalized as something that we need to think about and plan for.
It's interesting to think about the cyclical nature,
Yeah.
right? I think about that a lot. You know, as I'm caring for my little son, I'm realizing that also one day he might have to change my diaper.
Yeah.
What else has to happen?
I think bringing visibility and attention to the workforce and the family caregivers who are doing this work really hidden behind closed doors and isolation every day. Let's honor them, let's support them, let's make their experiences visible. And part of supporting them is these policies that we need to pass that make it possible for people to work and care for their families. And one of the most important things about this issue that I hope people take away is it actually does require collective action and a systemic solution.
I do hope we start to reframe and rebrand this idea because, we're gonna need it. And I hope it's not because, we get caught and there's this just epidemic of just no one to care for all of our parents that kind of puts us in that seat,
That's totally up to us. We have time to change it.
I feel like I was blessed because I was a part of an organization that understood what I was going through and really allowed me to, put my family first and not really focus that much on football. So I feel like in that aspect, it's a lot of getting these corporations to look at their employees as people, because it's hard for families to really try to figure out that work-life balance if they're a part of an organization who don't really care about what you're going through outside of their walls. So
You have to look at the whole picture and start treating people as people. This is the right thing to do as a human being. Let's step up and do it regardless of gender. Like, we don't have to say we're taking this for manliness.
So it's something that I use, to mentally prepare myself, a saying that I use to get my daughter prepared when we would, stop at that door in front of the hospital going for cancer treatments. It's game time. Whatever you're going through in your life, whatever obstacle you're facing, it's time to get off the sidelines and get in the game.
We can create a 21st century care infrastructure that supports us to have families and work and thrive. This is it. This is our time. This is our moment.
All right.
Game time.
Get in the game.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on Man Enough.
We got to look each other in the eye. That's a rule. When you toast.
I'll look you in one eye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You as well.
All right. Thank you all so much.
Yeah.